Hello, everyone. So the latest on ground now is that CBN orders banks to charge 0.5% cybersecurity levy on transactions, on every transaction. So if you do like 10 million naira, you're gonna get charged 50,000 naira, and for this whole cyber security levy fund that is supposed to set up. Some people might say that okay, but that's not that much and whatever. But if you look at the volume of transaction that goes on per day and how much that means, and also look at your own transaction, whatever comes out of your, apart from the different charges that are going on. Now there are quite a number of them in the last 7 days. Let me even look for this. In the last 7 days, we've had things like this is Nairametrics talking about things like Nigeria may reintroduce telecom tax in order to obtain new $750 million World Bank loan. This is something. There's really nothing bad in some of this, but like you collecting loans, you need to get loan to be able to have money that you use for investment. That's a good source to be able to get money that you invest for the future that will bring something in. But the problem we have in Nigeria is that this all of these humongous loans are taken, they are looted by people, and it goes into private pockets, people's private pockets. They just do all sorts of things. This money is a conduit pipe. They just use it and they just do whatever they want to do with this. The projects rather are conduit pipes, and they just do whatever they want to do with it. And the people are then forced to continue to pay for loans that they can see nothing on ground on what those loans were used for. Then we have also federal government directs bank to deduct stamp duty charges on mortgages. The first and then you have another one. Banks resume processing charges on large deposits as CBN suspension deadline ends. Then now you have the cybersecurity levy. CBN orders banks, PSPs to begin collection and remittance. So these are the things that you have. So what it means now, more or less disposable income in the hands of people. People are being taxed. So everywhere that they can take money out of everything that they want to take money for, they are taking it away. And for those of you who continue to think that politics does not matter to you, oh, you're so proud. I don't do politics. I don't think about it. You probably say it. Well, you're that political illiterate that they always talk about, that doesn't realize that politics is how people who are going to govern you come in, and when they come in, everything that they do affects you, whether you support them, whether you don't support them, whether you criticize them, whether you don't criticize them. It will all affect everyone gets to it. But let me come back to this whole CBN thing, this 0.5% that is being done, and how also I also want to relate it for people to understand more how politics affect their life. The Central Bank of Nigeria has ordered banks operating in the country to start charging cybersecurity levy on transactions. So every transaction that you do, for every 1,000 naira that you do, there's some, is that going to be okay, let me 1,000 naira, maybe like 5 kobo that you're going to pay for every 1,000 naira that you put out, that you do a transaction on. A circular from the Apex Bank on Monday disclosed that the implementation of the level will start 2 weeks from today. The circular was directed to all commercial, merchant, non-interest and payment service banks, amongst others. The circular revealed that it was a follow-up on an earlier letter dated June 25th, 2018. And then it goes on. The recent public engagement by the Office of the National Security Advisor on the above subject matter refers, following the enactment of the Cybercrime Prohibition Prevention Act, Amendment Act 2024, and under the supervision of Section 44, subsection 2A of the Act, a levy of 0.5%, which is 0.005 equivalent. So like I said earlier, for every 1,000 naira transaction that you do, they're going to charge you 5 kobo, equivalent to 0.5% of all electronic transactions value by the business specified in the second schedule of the Act is to be remitted to the National Security Cybersecurity Fund, which shall be administered by the Office of the National Security Advisor. The CBN said that all banks, other financial institutions, and payment service providers are now required to implement the directive, saying the levy shall be applied at the point of electronic transfer or origination, then deducted and remitted by the financial institution. The deducted amount shall be reflected in the customer's account with the narration Cybersecurity Levy. Deduction shall commence within 2 weeks from the date of this circular for all financial institutions, and the monthly remittance of the levies collected in bulk to the NCF account domiciled at the CBN by the 5th business day of every subsequent month. Exempted from the levy include loan disbursements and repayments, salary payments, intra-account transfers within the same bank or between different banks for the same customer, intra-bank transfers between customers of the same bank. Also exempted from the levy were interbank transfers within a bank, check clearing and settlements, letter of credit, banks recapitalization, related funding, only bulk funds movement from the collection account, savings and deposit, including transactions involving long-term investments, among others. The CBN in recent times has been making an effort to sanitize the financial sector. It recently issued a directive which barred fintechs from onboarding new customers. The fintechs have in turn warned their customers against engaging in crypto transactions on their platform. This also comes barely a week after the federal government had directed deposit money banks to immediately begin the deduction of 0.375% stamp duty charge on all mortgage-backed loans and bonds. Okay, so this is it. So you see this thing that is happening here. The reason why it's happening, it's being done, is because of the fact that it's actually part of a law that has been passed. And I saw a picture that has been going around of the lawmaker who put forth this particular law, and then it was adopted, of course, and all of that. But you see, at the end of the day, whatever it is, you understand, it's always about the law. If there's something is within an act, it's within the law. That's what it is. It is the law. So who we vote into the National Assembly, who we vote into the state houses of assembly, they are very important. They're extremely very important. We can't stay by the side and begin to say that, oh, okay, this politics, I don't want to do politics, it doesn't affect me. Advocacy, activism, we must carry it down to the National Assembly and the state houses of assembly. We must ensure that people who are voted in there are people who are going to work for the people, for the greater good of the people, not people who are going to do things for their selfish and not people who don't even know what policy making is about, what law making is all about, don't even know the effect of anything, but because they are slaves to some political whatever, they are licking their feet here and there, and then you find out that people that have done SSA, they've used them to do all sorts of atrocity. The next thing, okay, Godfather, they will now help them to go to the National Assembly, because of course all they're thinking about is more of what are they going to be earning, how much are they going to be paid, and at the end of the day, different laws, different things that are destroying the country, they keep coming out. This is how these things keep coming out. If we like, let's keep saying politics is not our business. Don't worry, the wahala that comes from politics, it will be all our